I also thought I'd give you a quick look at how I'm doing these barriers. Very simple process. Probably up close, not exactly fantastic. But now here's the corner where one of the cars went flying off. So this is the one corner I hadn't put a barrier on yet, which is quite funny. It's the one corner where a car went off. So that just proves in all of the night racing that you do need your barriers in strategic places. This is the one corner where we lost one of our cars. So I just sprayed it with some car silver paint, some aluminium style paint, and I've drilled holes into my edge wood here. Just doing this rough to show you, okay? You can sand all that down, tidy it all up. But then what I'm doing is I'm putting these sticks. I bought these in the local shop. They're in the gardening department, so I presume they're just for holding plants, you know, straight indoor potted plants or something. They're just wooden sticks. Could also be used for dowels, I suppose. I'm putting them in. I'm getting them measured up to about that height, and then I'm cutting them. I won't film that because I have to put the camera down. And have I got a tripod? No. Let's see if I can put the camera on the tripod. This is all very, you know, not in any way technical. Very simple. Hope you can hear me with my bunged up audio holding my phone. Okay, so judge it about just one from the top, and then just cut it with my junior hacksaw. And then later, that'll go there. And then, how are we doing? Can you see what I'm doing there? Yeah. Okay, so that, and then the last one just goes into that hole. Okay. And cut this one again, just about the height there. Okay. Same thing. Just cut it. And then what I'm doing is okay, drop your junior hacksaw, right? Okay. Then I'm just going to sand off the tops of these. Yeah. Let me see if you can see what I'm doing. Going to sand off the tops of these just to make them smooth. Get rid of any sharp edges or anything that might be on the tops of them. Just a little bit of sandpaper there. Then I have my little mini tie wraps, the smallest ones I could get. Okay, and I'm sure you guys know what I'm going to do. Tie wrap goes in. I'm doing this one-handed, so you have to excuse me while I do this. I'm not going to tighten this one up fully because it's just an example. But put it through, yeah. Put it through the netting, and then just tighten up the tie wrap, and then with them sticks mounted, that gives you all the strength you need. And if you wanted to, you can make them sticks a little bit longer and put some little flags on top of them, which would look fantastic. Now, I have a little bit of barrier coming. I might put a little bit of barrier here as well, just to stop the cars a little bit if they're heading this way. And also I have a little bit of a career barrier just to come into this corner here, in case you got a car maybe bashing through here. So that's it. That's been painted silver. The other ones were put up without being painted. I may go back and paint them at a later stage, but at the moment I just wanted to get them up for the first night's racing. And the stuff I'm using is, as far as I know, I got it in the builder suppliers, as far as I know, and I'm probably completely right, this would be for corners when people are plastering, I think. It's sold in builders, merchants. I think that's what it would be for. So yeah, you put this up on your corner, and then your plaster comes along and he gets a nice edge around your corner, nice 90-degree edge. So that's this stuff, that's what I'm using. You can turn it this way, put it on the track and you have a high barrier like I have here. Okay. Or you can turn it this way. Then you have a lower barrier, which is what I have here. And I put it right underneath the track. Let me walk you over here. This stuff is, again, a few pence per length. I think it's €1.50 or something like that. I put it right underneath the track. So there's that part against it. That's the higher part. I don't need a high barrier here because people might be leaning over to do a bit of marshalling. But that also gives us strength because the track is on top of it. Instead of cutting it along here, I just decided, let it run under the track. Why not? Doesn't do any harm. And maybe later on you want to change it and use the high part. Well, then it's just a case of pulling this out, turning it around, putting it back in and reconnecting with some new tie wraps. There you go, guys. That's how I make my little homemade barriers. Okay, so I have my tie wraps on these. So, snippety snip, snippety snip. I've cleaned up the tops of the poles with some sandpaper. And there we have our barrier. Okay. Quite strong, but I can remove it. I can pull up all these little pieces and then I can slide it out from under the track. So it's removable. So that's that little barrier finished. Just have to paint the tops of these with some black paint. The reason I didn't put them a bit longer on flags is I'm afraid of if younger people are here and their height will be very close, you know, maybe their eyesight will be close to this, you know, and I don't want them bending over or something and hitting their eye on them. You always got to think of stuff like that. So at the moment, hopefully it'll be okay. But if you have a piece sticking up, be more chance of them hitting their eye if there's a pole sticking up here. Realistically, I'd like to get some type of rubber bungs, or maybe I'll just go along with my hot glue gun and just put a dab on top of each one. That's a good idea. What do you think, guys? That'll probably do it. A dab of hot glue and then just paint it black, and that'll make that make it into a half ball shape so it's a bit smoother. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I've been trying to think of something that I can cap these with that's soft, some rubber caps, some. Haven't thought of that. But now as we're chatting, I just think maybe a little bit of hot glue on the top of each one. That'll definitely make them just a little bit safer. Okay, ongoing.